Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 22 and another part of our Brawn GP My Team career mode. And today we have got the Australian Grand Prix. I'm really looking forward to this. We've got some upgrades in the pipeline. Things are hopefully going to look good. Going forward, we're going to be more into the midfield. Leave a like if you're enjoying. Thank you for the incredible support on the series so far. It's doing really well, and I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying. A couple of people have commented on the livery being a little bit too bright for what the Brawn GP team had back in 2009. I think I agree with that, actually. I think it's come out a little brighter than I necessarily wanted. But I don't think I'm mad about that. I think it looks pretty good. I certainly really like it. But yeah, let's have a little look at what activities we're going to go for the next few days. So we've got around about 9 days to fill. So let's go for an aero department focus. What else could we do? Driver promotion, filming, some sponsor advertising, and then some more sponsor event stuff. That looks good. Okay. Then let's see if we can actually go and upgrade one of the departments. So we could do quality control for the aerodynamics department, or the chassis department, or an analysis suite, or pit equipment. I mean, that's certainly a tempting one. That's for sure. Durability. Why don't we go for that pit equipment? Let's upgrade that. Let's try and get that sorted out and increase our facilities a little bit. Right, we do have some R&Ds in progress, but we have to progress on before any of that comes available. And there you go, we have got our first upgrade of the year, which is fantastic. Oh, that one doesn't actually work out, and neither does the ignition system.
It looks like you found a meeting request from one of our departments. As the boss, departments will often reach out to you for advice on how to handle the various ongoings of your team. These events can range from everything from organizing charity events to dealing with driver matters. How you decide to handle these will have an impact on not only our resources, but how the press perceives us.
Right, let's get those straight back in. So luckily they haven't cost much. Chassis-wise, we can go and grab some more performance from somewhere. I mean, that's looking like a decent option. Let's try and get that done. That'll be in place for Imola. We've reached the capacity on this department. Yeah, I think everywhere is now used up. So yeah, it is what it is. We have got a little upgrade, a small upgrade on the car, ready for this Grand Prix, but not quite as big as we wanted or needed, perhaps. But anyway, we can do another one of these. Why not? Let's go into it and give it another go. But I'm not wowed by these Pirelli hot laps, I'm going to be honest. Oh, it's in the rain as well. Goodness me. And I think we're in a safety car. Are we? Maybe not, actually. Right, we'll go far chase, and then we'll change the controls as well. So controls, and then preset 1, enable that. That's fine. So what are we looking at? They want 95 miles an hour. This is going to be tough in the wet. That's wide. Yeah. Damn it. So we get a second run at this. It's not going to be easy though. Certainly not. I mean, the supercars certainly look good. That's for sure. But if I want supercars, I'll play Gran Turismo. Do you know what I mean? Right. This should be pretty good then. Ah, we're going into another corner here. Damn it. Just really struggling to get the car slowed down. So this is our final run. We absolutely nailed this corner. Turn 11 and 12. Not bad. I think actually a lot quicker through there than we were last time. I mean, with this rain doesn't mean that's where we're going to be next time out. Come on. Oh. 93, I think that's bronze. We'll settle for it. We'll settle for it. Not bad. Not bad. Right, let's continue on then. And we'll see if there's any messages for us in the home screen. So, go to race weekend. Let's have a little look. So, weather this weekend, practice 3 looking a little wet, as is the race, potentially a changeable race, which could help us out. We'll see. But yeah, it is all going to be down to qualifying really and getting a good place on the grid. Upgrades wise, we are falling behind most of the field. I think Alpine and Mercedes are possibly the only other teams that have done as little as us, but Mercedes have brought upgrades to both Grand Prix, and teams are leaving us behind at the moment, and because of our upgrades are failing, that is holding us back. So we got to improve on that as we go into the weekend. But let's see how we get on in qualifying. Here we go then, we're going on a lap of this Australian circuit in Albert Park. Need to make sure we get our braking points absolutely spot on. Once again, our straight line speed could prove to be a bit of an issue. And this is of course the new part of the circuit where there's no little chicane in the middle of it. You bring it down to pace. Beautifully, a little bit wide there, and that's going to cost us on this lap, unfortunately. Luckily, didn't count as a track extension because, well, we didn't gain an advantage from it, basically. So, got away with that. It's not been the greatest lap ever seen around Albert Park, but it should be reasonably competitive. with our rivals, and we're going to come up to the line. It's going to be in the 21s. It's a 1:21.2, which is quicker than Stroll and Sonoda so far. And we know that that was a little bit of a scrappy lap. We have still got enough fuel to go and do a secondary lap here, so that's exactly what we'll do. Let's stay with the action then. See if we can pull anything together on this second lap. Through there nicely, but already pretty much 4/10 down, and there you go. Invalidated lap time. So we'll come back in, we'll evaluate where we are a little bit later on in the session. Well, with 4 minutes 27 seconds to go, we are through to Q2 as it stands. There is a weird thing in this game of some of the AI leaving it fairly late to go and set a lap time. Oscar Piastri, currently the slowest of all. We are currently 3/10 ahead of Lance Stroll, and then it sort of comes up to the midfield. But if we can find half a second or so, which I do think we can, we should be comfortably through to Q2. But we know certainly the AI's second laps do tend to be a lot better than their first. So it's going to be nervy, but I'm confident that we can get through here. I've took all of the fuel out of the car, so this is going to be our one and only attempt at this. And we're trying to go before there's any traffic and anything to worry about. So here we go, onto the pit straight. And let's see how we do then.
Okay,
already down to 17th place. We have got a couple of cars
quick lap, or that's qualifying over for us.
In our way here. We absolutely fly through the first corner. Now Fernando Alonso, will he get out of the way, because he's struggling to get through as well. He does get out of the way a little bit wide there, miss the apex. And this is pretty good so far. Already 0.2 of a second up. Unfortunately a little bit wide there, and that could cost us all the way down this straight. That's a real pity. Picking the speed back up though as we head towards the old turn 12. Drop down the gears. That's not bad, that'll do. That'll do nicely. 0.2 up again. A little bit too much curve there, but we are still quicker. Bit wide. Oh, and we spin it. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Right. We can't... I don't think we can do this. Give it another go, though. We'll give it another go. Oh, Ocon's lost his front wing. Was that our fault? Perhaps it was. We can do another lap, but... it's not going to be enough, because we're not going to have enough fuel or enough deployment. We'll try, but it's just not going to happen. Down to 18th now. Not a bad corner. Try and keep it tight, but yeah, we're just not, we don't have enough, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. We don't have enough fuel. And there you go, a little bit wide there. So
significant performance issues until you come in and let us start repairs.
So there we go. Down to 21st, and this is our worst qualifying yet. And it's a real shame, because I do feel like we've got pace, and I think Piastri will have got through. But, yeah, it's going to be, 22nd place now. We're going to be starting at the back of the grid. Might be worth taking a brand new engine. I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. What a shame. 22nd place for tomorrow's Grand Prix.
It's race day here in Melbourne as we continue with what could shape up to be one of the best Australian Grand Prix ever. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Ocon and Lando Norris, Tsunoda, Gasly, Guan Yu Zhou and Ricciardo, Vettel, Stroll, Oscar Piastri and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Albon, Latifi and the captain. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we are down on the track then. And luckily for us, a dry outlook. Could rain a little bit later on, so perhaps we want to start with the hard tyres and get that stint out of the way, just to try something a little bit different. So how about we go into the alternate strategy and we start on the hard tyres and then go mediums halfway through. We can remove that stint. Hard tyres will last a decent amount of time, I think. Yeah, 9 points. Yeah, there you go. Will we be able to take softs all the way to the end? Probably not. Yeah, those softs are going to go off very, very quickly. So I'll be interested to see if anybody does actually use the soft tyres. I think that's what we're going to go for. It's it just gives us a little bit more flexibility. If it starts raining, we can, you know, go a little bit longer on those harder tyres. So if we build them in and, you know, we'll see how it goes, but looks like Charles Leclerc.
Here we go then. The
is he starting on the hard tyre? We'll have a little look.
Here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come
Everybody
out
on
top?
mediums.
Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. So as all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
Okay, so here we are then, lining up on the grid. We're coming around that final corner, hopefully getting all of the necessary rubber on the tarmac and getting our tyres into an excellent condition, ready for the lights. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. Oh, here we go. We're ready. Lights out. Away we go here in Australia. It's a decent start off the grid. Not a lot of wheel spin at all. And well, going into turn 1, I think we want to sort of stay out of the potential action. We want to build our way into this race. We know we've got more pace to show than what we showed in qualifying yesterday. Chance to go down the inside of a few cars here, and that's okay. Front wings are definitely sturdier this year. We managed to get past Magnussen and Schumacher there, as well as the two Williams cars, and we're now just behind Lance Stroll, the Canadian. In the Aston Martin, Piastri's made a couple of places up. He started 17th on the grid, so another good start. Stroll having a little look at Daniel Ricciardo then at his home race. Well, we managed to fend off Kevin Magnussen round the outside there. Stroll and Ricciardo still going at it, but it looks like we might be settling down into the race now. Very, very slow around this section for some reason. And that might give us an opportunity on Lance. And we go for it out of the final corner. A little bit of ERS deployment. And some people have come into the pits. That looks like Lando Norris has come into the pits, which is a shame for him. So that's going to ruin his race. But it's really important that we don't push too hard on these hard tyres. We need to bed them in. We know they're going to come to us a little bit later in the stint. So, decent start. Happy with that. Well, rain has already come, so that sort of splashes in the face our idea of running longer into the race to get intermediates, because that could mean that we've got intermediate tyres coming sooner than we thought. But we'll just have to see. DRS has been enabled. Trying to stay ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Need to stay with Lance Stroll if we can. We're kind of stuck in a DRS train at the moment. Big lock up from Oscar Piastri, and that's going to help us close in a little bit. It is going to start to get a little bit slippier out there. So if we can get good exits from corners, then we may well have a chance.
Okay, I think we're still in the right tyres for the time being.
It is definitely coming down at a rate of knots, this rain. Now, can we get a good run on Stroll and co here? It's pretty good. DRS enabled. Here we go. Piastri somehow staying in front of them despite not having any DRS. Well, there goes K-Mag, and wow, he just flew past
Come
there.
on, you can win that place back.
It's quite ridiculous, really. Shows how poor our straight line speed is. And this is the issue that we've had all season. Well, that move kind of came from nowhere there. We're past Kevin Magnussen. Well, we finally have Ricciardo making the move on Oscar Piastri, which now makes Piastri vulnerable to ourselves and Stroll. So, got to run out of the final corner now. You would expect Daniel Ricciardo is going to push on now.
Great work, you're catching the car ahead by around 5/10 a lap. There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Copy that.
So I'm going to try and take this all the way to lap 22 and then go on the soft tyres. Seems risky. But if Mark thinks that we can pull that off, then let's go for it.
There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Understood. Copy
Well,
that.
Mark Priestley now telling us to come in on the intermediate tyres. And get some intermediate tyres on, sorry. The grip levels do seem pretty poor out there. But I guess we've got to do what Piastri doesn't do. Because if he comes into the pits, there's no point us coming in. Well, we're coming into the pits. We're going to be the ones that change first.
Looks
So we're
like
in.
the pit crew are out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
So here we go. Inter's on, and we are away. That's a decent stop. 2.8 seconds.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Now, can we get a bit of an undercut on those guys ahead? That's the question. Car definitely feeling more comfortable now. The question is, are we going to go quicker than those guys ahead?
Now,
Well, Oscar's in the pits. The question is, are we going to come out ahead of him? So here we go. Going past the pit lane now. And it looks like we are going to come out ahead of him. There he is. So we have performed the undercut. But there's Kevin Magnussen. Trying to go around the outside. This is going to be close. Because we have had a lap on the tyres, we were much more comfortable there. And there are still people out there that haven't pitted yet. Well, safety cars deployed.
the safety car's out. We need you to reduce your pace. It looks like there's a high amount of debris on the track. Be careful.
Not entirely sure why. But yeah, safety car has come out. I think hopefully once we pass the start-finish line, we shouldn't really have to. Well, I was hoping that we wouldn't have to go to the Delta, but we are fine. We're within 6 seconds of the Delta. There is the safety car. So, first safety car of the series then. And we're currently in 13th place. So it's worked out very well for us so far. Nobody's out of the race. I'm not entirely sure why the safety car has come out. I don't know if somebody's had an incident somewhere around the track. Magnussen seems to have dropped off a little bit, so I don't know if he picked up a little bit of wing damage. He was running fairly close to us on track, so perhaps he's picked up a little bit of front wing damage, but that wouldn't really quantify a safety car coming out. But yeah, there you go, safety car is out. We'll get our first look at the broadcast mode for this. I'm guessing once we catch up to the safety car queue, that'll all happen. So we need to catch that safety car queue, and this is going to bring everybody together again. Oh, well, I'm not entirely sure what's happened here. Has Alonso retired? Yep, significant damage. So Alonso is out of the race. And there we go. We are in 10th place at the moment, heading into the immersive, or the broadcast safety car period. Alonso's out. Charles Leclerc is leading the way. He is the current championship leader. Verstappen second. Sainz third. Bottas all the way up in fourth. Hamilton fifth. Ocon sixth. Zhou Guanyu is in 7th. Daniel Ricciardo is 8th. Gasly 9th. We are 10th. Piastri behind us in 11th place. Stroll there in 12th. 13th is Alex Albon. Schumacher 14th. Russell down in 15th. Latifi 16th. Perez 17th. Norris 18th. Tsunoda 19th. Vettel 20th. And Magnussen 21st. I have no idea what we do here. I don't know if you can change between them on the fly, but there's Pierre Gasly. He's up in 9th place. It's very, very interesting so far, but we are, big story, we are currently sitting in the points, which would be absolutely incredible if we could do that. I think the safety car's surely going to come in this lap, or is it going to take us round one more? I mean, Mark came on the radio saying, do we want to switch back to dries? Definitely not. definitely wet out there. It's still raining, funnily enough. But yeah, we are still going with safety car conditions. I don't know what any of the buttons do. Can we change between any of the drivers? We're still looking on Pierre Gasly. Yeah, I'm not sure what the trophy was for. What did we just get? Did we get any of them? Have your car be the focus during a broadcast safety car. There you go. But there you go. Safety car leading the way. And, yeah, as I say, I don't know whether you can change the settings on the fly. Is it on... It was rules and flags, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, you can't change it on the fly, unfortunately. So, if we wanted to come into the pits or whatever, there's no option to do that, which I think is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we are back underway. Okay, so we're on lap 17 of this Grand Prix. Safety car still not coming in just yet, but it does say safety car ending this lap, so we're going to have to get back on it. Charles Leclerc will become the
Safety car in this lap. Safety
de
car
facto
in this
safety
lap.
car.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line.
Damn it. I was trying to change the volume there of the recording. I apologise. There we go. We are back to safety car conditions, and oh, nearly went into the back of Pierre Gasly there. Now, the AI seems to have done a good job of keeping the tyres in good condition. We've of course got a full battery ready to be utilised. Prepare to go racing. So here we are once again. We are underway in this Australian Grand Prix, and straight away we have a little run potentially at Pierre Gasly. But yeah, it would have been unwise to go down the inside straight away there. Now what we need to do is stay ahead of our teammate Oscar Piastri. We were quicker than him on the dry tyres. There is yellow flags up ahead. Not entirely sure what's going on here.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
But yeah, we've had to go past
Caution.
Pierre Gasly. I don't know if we're going to get forced to hand that back.
And gap to the car in front is 1.5
But
seconds.
one of the leaders is out of this Grand Prix. I think it's Charles Leclerc, to be honest. Or is it Carlos Sainz again? I don't know. There's Pierre Gasly though, having a little look. I think we're probably wise just letting him go. We haven't got the same sort of straight line speed as one of the Honda cars, or Red Bull powertrains as they're called now. A possible chance down the inside here. They do seem pretty slow, and Gasly goes wide, and we are through. That was a good move. So we're up to 8th place as it stands. Oscar Piastri in 10th, so it could be a huge day for Brawn GP's return, and we got somebody in the pits. That is Daniel Ricciardo in the pit lane, and a few others as well. Wow, we are up to 5th position in this Grand Prix, and it looks like Gasly is going in as well. I don't know, our car's coming in for dry tyres. I've no idea. Let's have a little look on the race director and just see what they're doing. Yep, Gasly going on to the hard, so people are going back out there on some dry tyres. So I think we need to perhaps think about getting onto the mediums now, for now and the rest of the race, because it is drying up a little bit, and it could be a potential chance to gain even more positions, but we don't want to take too much of a risk out there. That's for sure. But that was a very interesting safety car restart. Lots of incidents, but we have gained massively out of it.
You seem to have an issue.
Well, that's not what we want to hear. So our teammate Oscar Piastri has an issue behind. What it should mean is that we get to push on now. Nobody else has come into the pits, and if you look at where the Mercedes, Bottas, of course, and Ricciardo and Gasly are on the track map, they are a long way behind.
Back to dry shortly.
So we need to wait a little bit longer. And we could even get onto the soft tyres, which would be good. They're going to be harder to keep fresh till the end of the race. However, we should have extra grip, and that is going to be really, really helpful. We're managing to keep decent pace with Guan Yu up ahead.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Now Stroll has got ahead of Piastri, so Stroll may well catch us by the end of the Grand Prix, but we know that our pace and Stroll's pace is fairly similar. You know, it's not a faster car really, the Aston Martin, at this stage of the season. So we can be fairly confident, certainly in these conditions, that we can stay ahead.
Now online.
So DRS enabled once again. That's usually a bit of a sign that you need to start coming into the pit lane now. We're not going to do that. We're not going to take unnecessary risks, but I think we will be running on a dry track very, very shortly. And there's a yellow flag somewhere. I'm not entirely sure who that is. I think it's George Russell actually, who was closing in on ourselves and Lance Stroll. So George Russell is out of this Grand Prix. Oh, he's had an incident. I think he's continued, so must have went wide.
It might just be about time to come and change these tyres.
Right, so I think he says it's time to come in, but then there's some sort of glitch which is meaning that I can't get on the blower to him. So I'm going to go an extra lap here. Just make absolutely certain that those soft tyres can make it to the end. I believe they should be able to. Well, these tyres are starting to overheat now. We are going to come into the pit lane. And I'm just hoping that they'll have the tyres ready and it won't be an absolute disaster. So here we go. Into the pit lane. We are changing onto the soft tyres. So here we go.
And ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit
now
stop
we're
time.
going to drop down quite a bit here.
I think Alfa Romeo have an issue with attaching one of the front wheels. They'll be disappointed here.
We're away. 5.1 seconds.
Up to
That's
speed now. Let's get
not
some heat
too
into
bad.
those
So we're down to
tyres.
14th position as it stands. We're out on the soft tyres. A little bit of a lock up there, but now we need to push. We need to get back into contention. Well, some people have come into the pits, but it looks like a lot of guys are staying out there. But here we come. We should be rifling back up into the points now. There's Sergio Perez. We're past him. So, how far up the field can we get? We're back into the points now. Now Perez will probably pass us. Once again, we know that. We know that Perez is going to be quicker than us at this stage, but okay, yellow flags up ahead.
Behind us is 2.0 seconds.
Goodness me, we had to be careful going past George Russell there. Green flags now. So we're up to 9th place. And next up is Oscar
Okay, there's been
Piastri.
an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
And we are definitely going much quicker than the intermediate tyre runners, and it looks like those that are on intermediates are risking it. They're staying out there, and why wouldn't you? You know, some of the guys up there, Ocon up on the podium at the moment, perhaps looking at some huge points.
Okay,
if
so
they
the car
can hold
behind
on.
just come in. They're now on a soft tyre. Soft tyres on the car behind.
So now we're coming through. Nobody in the pits this lap, but we are absolutely shaving seconds off the guys in front. We are setting personal best times as it stands. This is great stuff. We've got 3 laps to go. It's going to be exciting now to find out whether we can potentially even get a podium out of this, because these tyres are going to be overheating on the intermediate runners. There's Oscar Piastri up ahead. We go a little bit wide and get our final warning for corner cutting, so no more pushing to the absolute limit now. Got to be careful. We will have DRS on Oscar Piastri. We are absolutely shaving the tenths off him here. And it's through the corners in particular where we have a huge advantage. DRS is enabled. He should be getting out of our way. Oscar, what are you doing, son? We go down the inside and we are through.
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We've got cars
5
side
laps
by
of fuel
side
left.
up ahead. You would think this is going to be the last opportunity to come into the pits. They're not going to. So Albon and Magnussen are next. No DRS here. And I don't think we're going to get any further up than 6th. I don't know if we've got enough time. The intermediate tyre runners seem to be able to just survive. Well, we go down the inside of Albon. It took us longer than we'd have liked.
Good job.
Should be able to get past Kevin Magnussen. But Lance Stroll might be a bridge too far. I don't know if we're going to be 12 seconds quicker than him on the final lap of the race. So final lap. We've got to go down the inside of Kevin Magnussen here. And that's exactly what we do. So we are through. Looks like we came into the pits in 5th place. Looks like we're going to finish in 6th unless something happens up ahead, which is a real shame.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
There are yellow flags. Where are the yellow flags? They're
Okay,
behind.
clear.
I think it's Perez. Perez has had an incident. Max Verstappen has held on to
There's been
win.
an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Well, Magnussen staying with us at the moment. He shouldn't stay with us for too much longer. But it is going to be our first points of the season. It's been a bit of a crazy Australian Grand Prix, that's for sure. But from the back of the field, we have come through. We've raced very solidly. We made the right call at the right time to put the intermediate tyres on. The safety car helped, but we come across the line. We're going to get our first points of F1 22. Come on!
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
We've witnessed some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today then, and they've taken a fantastic win. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. It's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the captain. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. Can't wait to see what's next.
So there you have it then. We are Natalie Pinkham's driver of the day, and I think rightfully so. You know, particularly at the end there, we showed some real class with the overtake, and Perez managed to finish 10th in the end. I don't know who the DNF was. Was it Piastri? Was it Piastri that got involved in that incident with Perez towards the end of the race? Potentially. Let's have a little look at the race director. Yeah, there you go. So it was Piastri towards the end of the Grand Prix that got that, and Perez got a warning for it, but no more, and that is a huge shame for Oscar Piastri. Could have had his first points in Formula 1 and could have had a double points finish for the Brawn GP outfit, but Max Verstappen wins, Esteban Ocon in second, a huge result for Zhou Guanyu and Lance Stroll there in 4th and 5th. We finished 6th and 8 points into our kitty. Magnussen and Schumacher 7th and 8th, with Albon in 9th for Williams, and Sergio Perez rounds out the top 10 for Red Bull Racing. Tsunoda just outside the points, but yeah, both Mercedes out of the points, McLaren's out of the points as well. Lando Norris finishing with the fastest lap there, 1:22.1, 9/10 quicker than what we could manage, but that takes us up into 13th place in the drivers' standings, and constructors wise, up to 8th as it stands. It's obviously going to be incredibly difficult to even think about finishing there at the end of the season, but our battles are with the likes of Haas and Aston Martin in the development race, really. But yeah, first points, we will certainly take it. Let's advance on and see, first of all, if there's any sort of press interview. It does seem like that isn't a thing in this year's game. I haven't had one just yet, but yeah, maybe one of you guys could let me know down in the comments. And there you go, we have had a little bit of a payout, which is good. A little bit more money into the kitty, and certainly resource points wise, we're in a pretty good place. Should be able to spend a decent amount of money on some.
I'm worried about our cash reserves.
New stuff.
They're pretty low. We might have to start shutting down facilities.
Okay, so we possibly do need to do a little bit of fundraising. Another failed R&D upgrade, which is a shame. It is a shame, but we've got 1,700 to spend, and hopefully we can do that at some point. We can get our first secondary sponsor, so let's finish off the episode by doing that. We probably want to get the biggest weekly income that we can. What do they want us to do? Out-qualify your rival, beat your rival, achieve a top 10. I mean, that's an interesting one. Qualifying P15 or better. I mean, that's certainly not that hard a one. All practice programs in a weekend. That's probably going to be the easiest one to do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go for Distort. We'll grab them as our next sponsor. So we should be getting, around about 160 grand per Grand Prix. Let's just have a little look at our driver profile. Somebody asked me, by the way, can you choose the number 33? You cannot, so I assume that will revert back to Max Verstappen at the end of the season, so that is interesting. What I do want to have a look at is helmet. Have they released any more helmets? Doesn't look like it, does it? That's a real shame. Yeah, that's a disappointing array of helmets. It really is. But yeah, we'll see, I suppose. I guess that's quite a nice one. But I like our yellow one at the moment. We'll stick with that for now, and hopefully that'll all be good. We haven't unlocked any more of that. Our victory radio call, by the way.
We did it! We did it!
There you go. One of the new ones. It looks like there are some locked ones into there. Peanut butter jelly time.
Oh, peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time! Woo!
Well, there you go.
You guys gotta trust me. I'm taking you into battle, yeah?
Weird. Right, there you go. That is that. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of my team. And if you have, then make sure you leave a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.